So Keith, as a presenter here at the Case Social Media Conference, what were some of the things that you really wanted attendees to take away from your sessions?
I wanted them to walk away with feeling like, especially in my second presentation, that there was a way for them to get more buy-in internally for why social media is important, why it deserves resources, and give them some practical applications and concrete examples of how they can go about doing that. I think that's the biggest issue that I see at conferences is that people say social media is either a fraction of their job or they do it all their own and they get no help. And so they're looking for resources, but they don't really take the time to make the case for why they should have more resources other than just say, social media is important, give us more people.
So what was your second session focused on?
It was focused on how to turn engagement into ROI and how to look at the individuals you're engaging and see which of those individuals you can promote better, and then taking that information and streamlining it to the development side of your operation and partnering with gift officers to kind of have a give and take of information and really kind of work the people together and plus discover people that they didn't know were out there.
Do you feel that institutions have a difficult time measuring ROI with social media?
I think they're probably, for the most part, not even trying. And if they are trying, they don't have the time to do it well because there's no real silver bullet or magic formula out there that's going to present all that data to you. It takes a lot of manual effort. And if you're low on resources, you probably don't have time to put in that manual effort. So it's really a tough situation for a lot of people. But I try to advise people to put that time in any way they can, because you're not really going to make any progress unless you can show some data.
Are you seeing any differences at this year's social media conference in comparison to last year? I know that you were an attendee last year. Are there any themes that have emerged this year that are different, or are the conversations similar, just maybe on a different level?
I think one thing I've noticed is that people have, even attendees and presenters, have better examples for how they're using the different social media tools effectively. So last year we seemed very much in the conceptual phase of what tools should I use and should I use them, or how should I use them, or should I be using any of these social media tools at all? Are they important? This year it seems like people have some really good examples to share of how they've utilized those tools and composed really good content with them. So you can see that people are starting to apply a lot more of the knowledge just from last year to this year. And that's a good thing because there's a lot of people sharing things like via the Twitter hashtag and things. So when somebody's presenting on something, someone will say, oh yeah, we've done something similar like that at our institution, and here's an example of it. So people are sharing links where people can actually see this stuff being applied. And so what I like to do is, once the conference is over, go back to all those links and start looking at what people were posting and kind of getting up to speed on what other people are trying.
So, of course, one of the benefits of a conference is that you get to attend these great sessions with presenters like yourself. But the other half of why a conference is valuable is the networking. And last night we had a wonderful reception at the hotel. Did you have any conversations with attendees or other presenters that really stuck with you, or you felt, will make an impact in your job and offered you ideas?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of conversations last night with people. I had a conversation with somebody that works at a dental school. I had a conversation with somebody who's here from Egypt. And that was really interesting because the school in Egypt only has about 40,000 alumni and 6,000 students, yet they have over 300,000 Facebook followers. And we talked about how the people in Egypt see the university not just as a higher education institution, but a public service institution that helps everybody Egypt, so that's why they have so many followers, because people are interested in the news coming out of the university and what the university is doing. So that really resonated with me and reminded me that I think we need to be better at telling the story of what's happening on campus, in the labs, within the research facilities, to let people know that what's happening on campus is really beneficial to people in general for the most part. And as we continue to compete more with nonprofits, that's really important. So that was one example of a good takeaway I had with the conversation, an example of this school in Egypt that everyone focuses on because it's really important to everyday life in their country. And we kind of take that for granted here in America because there are so many universities that everything kind of gets lost in the shuffle and it's a little bit of white noise, but it reminds us that we have to really fine-tune that narrative, especially if we hope to reach our fundraising goals in the future. But more than that, I think it's important that we continue to show that we can be of service to the public.
Great. Do you have another session coming up, or are you finished presenting?
I'm done. I did 2, and I'll be in the media lab.
Mm-hmm.
And then
What is the media lab?
So the media lab is a new addition to the case conference this year, which is pretty much just office hours, rotating schedule of different faculty being in there, and people can kind of come and get one-on-one attention, and there's laptops in the room and big screens in the room, so it's a nice opportunity for one-on-one attention to give to focus in on some things that couldn't be answered in the large presentations.
Great.
So looking forward to that.
Great. Well, we'll see you there.
Good. I'll be there.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Yep.
Thank you.